We chase clarity as though it was safety, as if understanding why things happen would grant us peace. But life is more like a river than a puzzle. You don't have to solve a river to float in it. Trying to make perfect sense of life may delay your participation in it. Sometimes meaning comes not before the experience, but after you've walked through it. Living doesn't always require answers. It requires presence. When you're becoming someone new, something old must give way. That process isn't gentle. The loss of familiar patterns, relationships, beliefs, these are like internal earthquakes. But what feels like collapse is often transformation. Like a seed breaking to sprout, or a bone setting itself anew, your pain can be part of the realignment into something stronger, more whole. Your life is your work of art. Every decision, reaction, and belief chisels a little more of who you are. But you're also the raw material, full of potential, depth, and hidden form. Life gives you the tools: love, loss, boredom, beauty. You shape yourself through your response to those tools. In that, there is freedom and responsibility. People say, give it time. But some wounds linger indefinitely. Time merely gives space between the event and your current self. What heals is your ability to face the pain, acknowledge it, and loosen your grip on how things should have been. Acceptance doesn't mean approval or forgetting. It means releasing your need to resist reality. From there, peace begins. We spend most of our lives in memory or anticipation, yet every joy, sorrow, decision, or connection only ever occurs in a single, unrepeatable moment. Now, the present is quiet. It doesn't shout for your attention like the future does, but it's where your breath happens, your hands, your sight. Learning to return to this moment again and again is the practice of being truly alive. Even in our most intimate relationships, we are never fully known. People interpret you through the lens of their own wounds, stories, and expectations. That gap between who you are and how you're seen can hurt. But the work of life is not to be perfectly understood, but to love despite the gaps. Compassion in misunderstanding is one of the most radical things you can offer. We often try to ignore death, but it is the silent measure of life's worth. Knowing that time is finite, that every conversation could be the last, that every sunrise is one fewer, presses us to show up more fully. It calls us to love without delay, to forgive faster, to cherish the ordinary. Without death, we might never realize how extraordinary being alive really is. You are a consciousness in a vast, indifferent cosmos. It doesn't revolve around fairness or logic. It simply is. Seeking order can comfort us, but real peace comes from embracing the mystery. When you stop demanding answers, you begin to feel the poetry of existence. You can be surrounded by people and feel invisible. True connection isn't about presence, but resonance. It happens when someone sees the parts of you that even you don't have words for. Until then, learn to be deeply connected to yourself. That's where all love begins. Every breath is unpromised. Every laugh, every hug, every night under the stars. It's all fleeting. That isn't meant to scare you, but to wake you. Stop saving your joy for later. Later isn't guaranteed. This moment is your life. We're taught to achieve, prove, perform, to be more. But love is not a reward for excellence. It is a response to truth. You are enough, even when you're tired, lost, or quiet. Especially then. Pain doesn't mean you're doing life wrong. It means you are feeling deeply, caring deeply, hoping deeply. Don't rush to escape it. Sit with it. Let it teach you. The more you feel, the more alive you are. The mind is a time traveler. It revisits old wounds and imagines new ones. But the present moment rarely holds the terror we expect. If you can return to your breath, your body, your senses, you'll find most monsters vanish in the light of now. You don't need to fix every broken part of you. You need to gather them, honor them, and make space for them in your story. Your cracks don't ruin you. They reveal your depth. You are not a puzzle to be completed, but a mosaic to be witnessed. There is no universal timeline for growth, love, or success. Life unfolds at its own rhythm, and your pace is valid. Just because someone else bloomed earlier doesn't mean your spring won't come. You are becoming in ways the world cannot yet see. You were worthy the moment you were born. Before achievements, before mistakes, before identity. The world may have taught you to forget that, but deep down, something in you still knows. Come home to that knowing. Rest is not laziness. Stillness is not failure. You don't exist to justify your being through doing. You are allowed to exist simply as a human, breathing, feeling, being. That's enough. It doesn't come from loud confidence or perfect posture. It's quiet. It's the way you show up for yourself on hard days. It's how gently you speak to yourself after you've fallen. It's how you refuse to abandon yourself, no matter who else does. Your feelings, your voice, your dreams, none of them are too much. You don't need to shrink to be accepted. The right people will not be intimidated by your fullness. They will welcome it. Rejection is a mirror of someone else's needs, not a verdict on your value. You are not less because someone couldn't see your light. Your light remains. Keep shining. In a world that often praises hardness, your sensitivity, your kindness, your vulnerability, they are sacred. Strength isn't always steel. Sometimes strength is staying open in a world that taught you to close. We often treat ourselves like projects, constantly editing, improving, fixing. But you're not broken. You are a living narrative, with chapters that twist and turn. Some parts are messy, some beautiful, some still being written. And none of it disqualifies you from love or peace. You are allowed to exist as an incomplete sentence. You are allowed to be both the question and the answer. From a young age, we're taught to prove our worth, to be good enough, smart enough, beautiful enough. But the truth is, your existence is already a miracle. Think of the billions of events that had to occur for you to be here in this exact moment as you are. You are not here by accident. You belong, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are not a guest in life. You are part of its fabric. Sometimes we chase healing, thinking it means changing everything, our habits, our bodies, our personalities. But healing is often quieter than that. It's the soft return to yourself after years of abandoning your truth. It's remembering what you loved as a child. It's forgiving yourself for not knowing better. It's choosing to listen to your own voice, even when it shakes. Healing doesn't require you to transform. It asks only that you return to presence, to honesty, to home. Comparison tells you you're late. It points to others' success, their love stories, their milestones. But life is not a straight line with fixed checkpoints. It's a song, your song. And just because someone else's music is louder doesn't mean yours isn't beautiful. You are allowed to move at your own tempo. You are allowed to dance to your own beat. You are not behind. You're exactly where you need to be to become who you're meant to become. Sometimes we think we can't love ourselves unless we've fixed everything. But self-love is not the reward at the end of healing. It's the companion during it. You can hold space for change and still honor who you are now. You can strive for better while appreciating your strength today. Growth doesn't mean hating your current self. It means loving yourself enough to imagine more.